What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys, and I know it has been at least a month and a half. It's been a long time since I last did a video, guys, and as y'all know, I made a post about it in the communities tab that I would be super busy with college, football, school, teaching, like all of that stuff. So please, I just ask for your patience in this moment because, time is tight. Time is tight. So anyway, guys, I never gave y'all my thoughts on the DLC 5 for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And today I want to do that because, I've played it. Y'all know I live streamed it over a month ago. And it's been sitting with me. And I've been noticing, too, in the Dragon Ball community, there hasn't been any news. There hasn't been any news on the next DLC. There hasn't even been news for Tenkaichi 4, official news or whatever. So today I do want to talk about that, guys. But before I get into that, I want to let y'all know, okay, I am a huge football fan. I love football, love college football. Guys, I am going to be covering this game on this channel. And I know people are going to say, well, DM, it's a Dragon Ball channel. Hey, I'm still going to be talking about Dragon Ball, guys. But one thing that I noticed in the past month of not doing uploads is that I told myself when I start back doing videos, I want to do content that I'm really passionate about. And being able to coach football and watch football, having dreams of being a college coach one day, guys, I love college football, and I'm like stoked about this game. And when it drops, it's going to be on and popping. You know what I'm saying? So I am going to be covering this game as well as other games. Like I know off top Black Myth Wukong, like that game right there, bro. I was watching Journey to the West on Netflix. Dude, I'm excited for that. But I just want to give y'all a heads up that if you see some football content, man, if you like football, check out the video. If you don't, do me a solid and click on it anyway. Watch it for a little bit and help the channel out. Help me to gain that demographic of people as well. All right. So as far as Kakarot goes, before I get into my review, it's interesting how 2.01, I thought that it had something to do with DLC 5. But it doesn't. And then remember also I said a while back, a long time ago, that it could be something new coming to the game. It could very well easily be. They could be implementing a tournament mode into the base game. That's very well possible too. I really believe 2.10 is DLC 6, but I am crazy interested to know what is 2.01. Because this isn't your typical bug fix type of update. Does that make sense? Because that wouldn't take that long to get out. Now, the last time they touched it was 14 days ago, so I'm interested when the V-Jumps come out next month. Are we going to hear something about that? Considering they've touched 2.10 for the past 4 days, so we could possibly get something. I think by now they maybe would have said it, but sometimes they pop stuff on us without ever even telling us about anything until the last minute. So I am crazy interested as to what 2.01 is. Because like I said, it would be really cool if they implemented ground combat into the main game. But in order to do that, they would also have to rework all the boss fights and stuff like that. Could also be a mechanic for the next DLC to where you could go from the ground to the air. But this right here is not a bug fix, guys. They don't take that long to roll out bug fixes. So I don't know. I'm interested to know, what are your thoughts in the comment section down below. Now, as far as the DLC goes, the story, I'm gonna start with the story. Like I didn't expect much from the story, because if you watch this part of the Dragon Ball saga, it all takes place on the tournament arena, aside from the beginning where they're training. And I feel like story-wise, this opens the door. It kind of sheds some light to let us see how the DLC is gonna be. Whenever, say, we go into Dragon Ball Super and we're playing the Universe 6 and 7 tournament, where they were on the nameless planet, which ended up being a Super Dragon Ball, which all took place in that one area. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of giving me those types of vibes. Now, I know afterwards they can fly around and do whatever, but it's kind of the same concept that after that tournament part is over, you could just go back to Earth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really wondering, how they're going to do with that. But as far as story, I like the story. I feel like they could have did more as far as letting us at least experience Krillin and Yamcha's fights, even though they got dropped off in the worst way possible. I thought that would have been cool. Even the fight with Chi-Chi, I thought would have been cool to include. But without them including those things, I was still able to I'm still able to get what was going on in the story. Does that make sense? So the story didn't bother me. I know it did bother some people being very short, but the package of this DLC came after the story. And I really liked how they did that. So, you know, as far as that, the story leading into the after story, I like how you're going around fighting these patrolmen, and I really like the reward system. I was wondering, what were they going to do? Are they going to offer sacred waters and you're going to be able to level up quick and that's it? But no, they offer these meal tickets. And guys, the meal tickets to me is the star of the freaking show. They're the star of the show because it allows us to level up our character with XP. As opposed to doing like sacred waters. I mean, yeah, you still got the sacred waters, but the meal tickets granting us XP, that's a really cool concept. It's a really different concept. It's away from the old mundane, oh, let me just get a sacred water, drink the sacred water thing. What I really wish they had have done with the meal tickets is basically made it into like a full course type of meal, or like a elevated full course type of meal, like maybe a 5 or 6 star, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, the meals only go up to 4 star. I wish the meal tickets had have done that too. I'm not tripping about the XP, but I would have been happier if, say, it boosted your ki by a certain amount, it boosted your attack or defense by a certain amount, a positive amount that's greater than making a full course meal, because it's not just crazy easy to come across these meal tickets, although it's not difficult as well. And I was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I was pretty excited to see some kind of different reward. Now, the bummer side of the story is that we didn't get to train on Kami's lookout with Mr. Popo and Kid Goku. Starting the story fighting against King Piccolo as Kid Goku was dope. With them doing that, that leads even more credence to the fact that, man, we should have been able to train before going to the tournament. That would have extended the story. That would have also added more post-game content. And it would have been freaking awesome to train and learn those attacks, man. We didn't even get the meteor combo attack as a complete super attack. You have to put 2 and 2 together, which I don't mind that, because you have to do the same thing with Ultimate Gohan. And I think it's really cool because if you look in Dragon Ball, that's not a particular move. Goku just uses a melee combo and then finishes it with something. And I think that's really dope. But we just got kind of spoiled from previous games where they put it all into one super attack. So I thought that was really cool. But I did really wish that we could have trained with Popo, and I still feel like there was another missed opportunity for them to implement a new style of training in the game, because let's be real, eating is for the birds. Nobody hops on this game and just goes to eat meals. Goku trains his butt off, and this is the game that they could have duplicated that to a T, and yet they didn't. You're going to spend your free time in this game running around, collecting stuff, cooking and eating meals, and growing stronger that way. And that is bull crap, man. I hate that about this game. If you ask me, DM, what's the one thing you hate about the game? That is the single one utmost thing that I hate about this game, is that it doesn't reflect training. And I hate it. I hate it. I'm not going to get hung up on that because that's super negative. All right. But that's what bummed me out about the story. Other than that, the DLC was awesome. The ground combat is so refreshing. It's new. It gives a completely different feel to the game. And while I was playing with the ground combat, it made me sit there and think, like, dadgummit, man. I wonder how Vegeta would do with ground combat. I wonder how, playing with the Prince of All Saiyans on ground combat would be like. And I can't wait to see it, because I feel like it's gonna happen eventually. The new moves, the new combos, the mechanics, it's all really cool. And I even learned later on, like, the live stream, that people was telling me that you can jump in the air. I didn't even know you could jump. My dumb self just sitting there playing the game, never knew I could jump. And once I learned how to jump, and fight with jumping, bro, it opened up a whole nother world for combos and things like that. Being able to jump in the air and deliver a Kamehameha, or jump in the air, start a combo stream, knock them in the air. Like, the ground combat is dope. I mean, it adds a completely different depth to the game. My interesting thought would be, how are they going to implement that with fighting in the air, like previous games where you could fight on the ground, knock an opponent in the air, and now the fight takes place in the air? Are they going to be able to do that? And they could very well be working on that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm crazy interested to see that. The ground combat is dope. I really love the melee combos, the melee super attacks and stuff like that. Like I said, just interested to see how that carries over into future renditions of the game. Now, post game for the DLC, like I said, was the biggest part of it, the most in-depth part, and it was very interesting. What it made me feel and see is that, man, they could seriously make a dope Dragon Ball based game, like where we start at the beginning of Dragon Ball and fight all the way through what we just played. That was really, really cool. The post game stuff, going around the patrols and stuff like that. The only thing, and this is with really any action RPG, is you're gonna repeat a bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it does get mundane after a little bit, but they kept it refreshing because of the rewards that you obtain. You have to really, really sort of work for it and accomplish things. You know, now, like any game, after you get those rewards, it is what it is. But I think post game, this DLC has the best post game out of any DLC, including the main game, because even in the main game, all you do is fight villainous enemies. Like, it's nothing to it. Now, I did wish that they would have included the Dragon Balls, because let's be real, the Dragon Balls were present at this point in time, and you would be able to wish for different things like meal tickets and stuff like that. I thought that that would have been a really cool thing to add that they didn't add. Missed opportunity there. And it all together, guys, it makes me wonder, like, whenever they're sitting here making this stuff, you know, these things have to cross their minds. And why do I would love to be at the table with these discussions to see why certain things don't make it into the game, into the DLC and things like that. But, you know, for those of y'all complaining it's a short DLC, I told y'all, first of all, the story is it's not very long. Excuse me. Second of all, most of the time went to developing the ground combat, which I feel was a complete success. So I'm very interested to see how DLC 6 is going to play out. I have several ideas, and I've shared some of them in my videos. So if you're new to the channel, go check those out, and you'll see those there. But other than that, guys, I was satisfied with the DLC. Could it have been better? Yes, but so could everything else. Was I disappointed in the DLC? Not at all. Like, you know, the only disappointment that I had was, like I said, with the training stuff. I really feel like they could have taken a deeper step with the training, but who knows? This new update 2.01 could very well do that. And then who knows what DLC 6 is going to bring, some new things to the game. So all in all, I was happy with it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below, guys. That's all I got for right now. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.